Hello everybody, my name is Georgia Gamer and welcome back to another reaction video. I know it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but like I said in my Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 videos, I'm running out of ideas. So back to reactions it is. Can never run out of stuff to react to. And I've noticed that my reaction videos tend to get more views and stuff than my regular videos. So apparently people are more interested in seeing me react to other people's content than my own content. But it is what it is. And I mean, reaction videos are easy to make and they're pretty fun sometimes. But what are we reacting to today? Well, you probably just read the title, but we're reacting to another death battle. This time it's Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer. And oh boy, I was kind of hoping that they would put Martian Manhunter up against Piccolo, since they're both green, they're both aliens. They both have similar abilities, since they're both telepathy, telekinesis. They can both turn into giants, stretch out their arms and stuff like that. So I was really hoping that they would do that, and honestly I just want them to have more death battles with Dragon Ball characters. But seeing Martian Manhunter go up against Silver Surfer, that's also an interesting matchup. It's not Piccolo, but I'm still excited to watch this. Martian Manhunter is besides Batman, Martian Manhunter is my favorite DC character of all time. And so what do I know about him? He got a fuck ton of hacks. He can turn intangible, invisible, he can read minds, manipulate minds, use telekinesis, turn it into a giant, has super strength that rivals that of Superman and Wonder Woman, and probably a whole lot of other stuff too. But usually he's weak to fire, but I know that in at least one comic he has been able to overcome fire. He literally told Superman at a barbecue, he was like, I overcame my weakness, I'm not weak to fire anymore. So and I think Death Battle has a rule that the characters are always at their peak, so I don't think Martian Manhunter will be weak to fire in this. So yeah, if he was, then Silver Surfer probably would have won without a problem. Well, not without a problem, but a lot easier. And then there's also there's also Furnace, which is basically a buffed up Martian Manhunter with fire. I haven't read the comic, but I do know that Furnace took out the entire Justice League like multiple times. So yeah, he's really fucking powerful. So if Martian Manhunter can turn into Furnace in this, then I think Silver Surfer's kind of fucked. So what do I know about Silver Surfer? Well, I know that he's the Herald of Galactus. He has his board. He has the power cosmic. I don't really know what he can actually do with the power cosmic. I know all I've really seen him do is fly around on his board and command it. Like, it can, fly around and do its own thing. And I've seen him reform it into a sword. I know he can shoot energy blasts, and I think he has some like matter manipulation. But I think he does have some hacks. I just don't know as much about them as Martian Manhunter. So I think this will be a fairly even matchup. But I'm still leaning more towards Martian Manhunter, especially if they remove his weakness to fire and give him Furnace. But we'll see. Let's jump into it.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Netflix's One Piece and Shady Rays.
Huh, okay. New Rooster Teeth intro.
Martian Manhunter, DC Space Ranger.
The Silver Surfer, Marvel's Sentinel of the Spaceways.
The depths of space hold secrets beyond our comprehension, but these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, we didn't get a small preview of the animation this time.
For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore its endless wonders.
Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr. Pepper is a doctor. This guy's got no formal education, but that didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon.
He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos. So with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him.
He pointed the machine at Mars, pushed a button, and hoped for the best. And it worked! Erdell summoned a real-life Martian right before his very eyes. So remember, kids, when in doubt, just push buttons. Never fails.
The mysterious and powerful alien known as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, immediately started using his incredible powers in front of the Doctor, like mind reading and shape-shifting.
Which was just the tip of Erdell's discovery.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention he can shapeshift. How did I forget? That's like one of his most recognizable abilities. Like, how did I forget about that one, bruh?
Turns out, Martians have complete control over their bodies and can transform into practically anything, like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or even a totally generic green monster that loves choco cookies.
They can also shoot lasers from their eyes, fire psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. Even Green Lantern constructs and force fields that Superman couldn't get through.
On top of all that, they've got a crazy healing factor. John has regenerated back from a single limb, tiny pieces, or even a puddle of goo.
This display of awe-inspiring power overwhelmed Dr. Erdell's poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Damn! Well, at least he accomplished his goal before he bit the red dust, right? Anyway, John used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named John Jones. God, what a crazy coincidence, comic book writer, you clever man.
Detective John Jones lived a double life.
200. Oh my, 6'7". Jesus, 200 centimeters. Gee, I mean, he can shapeshift, but I mean, I guess that's his default size. Jesus Christ, he's tall.
On Earth for many years, solving cases and helping as many people as he could from the shadows. But eventually, he stepped out, revealing himself to the world, and helped found the Justice League of America.
And John definitely holds his own in the supergroup. He once pulled the Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Superman, who has stated that of all the beings...
He's the most powerful being on the face of the earth. Oh, if Superman says that, freaking Super, this is from the Furnace arc, because there was at one point I was like, you know, the image where Martian Manhunter is fighting the entire Justice League all at once. I wanted to read into that, and then I stumbled upon like a summary of the Furnace arc, and it had different panels and stuff. So, and I remember this panel where Superman is like, Martian Manhunter is the one person I would not want to fight. But I forgot this. He's the most powerful being on the face of the earth. And, you know, with they also have, like, the Greek gods, like Zeus, you know, Wonder Woman's father, and he's pretty damn powerful. Like, he fought Darkseid, and that says something.
In the known universe, he would be afraid to fight John.
And he should be afraid. Superman wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled Ultraman, who's basically evil Superman from another universe.
Wait,
and
what?
Superboy Prime, who can shatter reality with his punches, and is also evil Superman from another universe.
He took a blast from Asmodel, the king angel from a literal army of heaven. He's held his own against Darkseid, the manifestation of tyranny.
Consistently goes toe to toe with Superman.
In the
Defeated Asmodel, Brett, Marshall, Malafalak.
DC universe. And he's fast enough to catch up to Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically, he's just as strong and just as fast as a bunch of crazy gods and demons.
While Jean's strength and speed are obviously very impressive,
Oh, it's
it's
from
also no
Justice
secret
One.
that his greatest asset is his mind. He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
He reads minds, duh, but he can also shut them down altogether. And he once made Mr. Mr. Mixed Pickles.
I'm always wondering how you pronounce that fucker's name.
Your name, that's whatever. Anyway, he got him to subconsciously say his own name backwards, which God only knows because I can't say it forwards, which canceled out his powers.
His psychic defenses were strong enough to protect the Justice League against a worldwide telepathic attack, and his ability to sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy.
And
what?
he once outthought Perpetua from the Omniverse. Who's that, you ask? Oh, just a freaking creator of the entire multiverse. She's basically the god of everything.
Jean needed to connect his consciousness with everyone on Earth before Perpetua could catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental abilities within the span of Planck time, literally the smallest possible measurement of time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Jean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times.
Outthought God. He's a faster thinker than God. And it didn't end there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him into basically nothing, he regenerated back from a hit from God.
Batman has said that in order to kill Jean,
I'm sorry, what? Like, I know people say that Flash and the Speedsters are broken, but what the fuck is this? Oh, this is funny. This is just straight up hilarious.
for good, you would have to literally destroy every single atom in his body one by one.
God damn! If I didn't love alliteration so much, I'd say we change this guy's name to Martian Godhunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Not quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely overwhelmed him to the point where he loses control of his body.
And not just literal fire either. Jean was once tricked into just thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him.
Even still, Jean has been able to overcome this weakness. He's fought enemies with fire abilities and even taken hits from fire attacks, which leads me to believe the weakness, while potent and still able to cause real physical harm, is mainly psychosomatic.
Oh, yeah, now that I think about it, I think it's actually stated in canon that the whole Martian Manhunter's weakness to fire, it's actually purely psychological, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard that it was actually the Guardians, you know, the leaders of the Green Lanterns, that they put this like psychological weakness into the Martians because they were just too powerful.
What are you doing?
I heard what you said. Weakness to fire is just in your head. I'll be a living god! Another win in the mind cup.
Early Martian Manhunter stories were inconsistent on whether or not his weakness to fire was physical or mental, but recent issues have made it clear that it is physical. Likewise, John is trained to conquer this weakness, though he could still be incapacitated by larger flames.
For sure. And to think there's a whole planet of these guys out there.
Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Before Dr. Erdell's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse.
As long as they stayed telepathically connected, every Martian was vulnerable to a mental fire that would overwhelm them and burn them from the inside out.
Which sadly worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow Martians. Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe,
I knew it!
a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire.
John was able to survive the fiery curse by cutting off his mental connection to his people, including his family. Unfortunately, his wife, Myria, and their daughter couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn.
Racked with grief and survivor's guilt, Jean was left to wander his homeworld all alone. His only solace being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself they were still alive.
Oh my god. Jesus, John. That is so sad.
That pain has undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the trauma he held onto so tightly formed a literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife.
It
What?
wasn't until years later that John could return to Mars and release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth never suffers a fate similar to Mars.
To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero.
On a planet packed with other incredible heroes, John really has set himself apart. He's risen through the ashes and emerged, the heart and soul of the Justice League.
That's my boy. Sorry about that interruption. We're back.
Zen La, a virtual utopia, free from any and all crime, poverty, and disease.
And home to Norin Rad, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life. He was a brainy kid who was raised to live a life of reason and intellect over one of gnarly adventure.
That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the devourer of worlds, Galactus.
So Norin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Rad offered to leave his home behind, become Galactus's herald, and seek out new planets for him to scarf down.
And once Galactus agreed to the deal, he imbued his new herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Silver Surfer.
An equally tubular name. 2 for 2. Wow, you rarely see it.
The power cosmic grants the Surfer near
6'4", 193 centimeters. Jesus, he's also a tall dude. Seen the Wizard of Oz 1,000 times. Why?
unlimited energy, as well as matter manipulation, phasing, super strength, speed, and invulnerability, just to name a few.
The Surfers basically got all of Galactus' space magic, just on a smaller scale, and Galactus uses that power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace.
The Surfer used the power cosmic to serve Galactus diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured that the planets consumed were devoid of sentient life.
That is, until the Surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him crazy with guilt. So Galactus tried his best to suppress the Surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free. How nice of him.
And it worked for a while until the Surfer reached Earth. Galactus's mighty mind manipulation wasn't enough to bury the Surfer's true nature for good. With the help of Alicia Masters and the Fantastic Four, the Surfer turned against his overlord and saved the Earth from being eaten.
But even after all that, Galactus just let the Surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back.
Being the source of the Surfer's powers, yes, he could. But Galactus has continued to let the Surfer have the power cosmic out of respect for
Galactus so much respect for the Surfer in Silver Surfer Requiem. Galactus' greed for his death stand low alongside the rest of the people. God damn.
his first herald.
Damn. See, that's the kind of respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the Surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again.
And he's been successful, like when Psycho Man failed to trick the Surfer with his
Power can match the 6 Infinity Stones. I'm sorry. What? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. I could have sworn Thanos defeated him without the Infinity Stones. Pull a giant ship out of a black hole, stilled every molecule so no sound could be made. Cosmic energy can be extended to the entire universe. Took the pain of the entire macroverse. Crashed into the Big Bang. Traveled so fast, reaches singularity. Defeated Galactus, Hulk, Thor, Mephisto. I mean, Galactus probably some bullshit, but Mephisto? Huh.
illusions, or when he was briefly trapped in the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the Mind Stone.
With some of those mental threats behind him, he could finally take to the spaceways, kick ass, and monologue about the meaning of life in the universe.
All of which he's quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy.
It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants. He can force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements, not just
Wait,
Earth.
hold up.
He can force you to just feel pain in
Is that Thanos saying fuck? I don't think I've ever... I mean, it's hard to tell. It might be someone else. Like, it's really hard to tell. But I don't think I've ever seen Thanos in any other comic curse. Huh.
general, and he can even control elements, not just earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather.
He's got enough power and energy inside him that he once created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light.
So just when he needed it, he was able to pop out a baby sun? That's convenient.
That's the power cosmic.
But we can't forget about the sick board he shreds the stars with. This thing's basically an extension of himself. He can transform it into a sweet sword or into pure cosmic energy. And if it breaks, he can just form a new one.
On his board, the surfer has traveled at incalculable speeds on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor and even once flew so fast he reached the future.
Even without his board, he once broke free from energy shackles that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah. He once outsurfed a wave of universal destruction. He had to surf out of all of existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves in my day, but if you ask me, that's one too best for watching on the beach with a brew.
You're hitting it real hard with all this surfing lingo.
Can someone tell me in the comments what kind of accent that is? I'm not American, so I don't know what kind of, if that was a southern accent or something. I don't know. Let me know in the comments.
He's honestly not that kind of guy at all.
Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an A-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
The Silver Surfer is a tragic figure who is always weighing his choices through every angle of morality. Like when he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all life on Earth.
The Star Brand seems to choose a new unknowing host at random. Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat, the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child.
He decided to bear the weight of any potential consequences on his own shoulders, instead of squashing any and all hope that the child would use that power for good.
I get it! He's a righteous dude on a surfboard!
Exactly, and in the surfer's case, a keen sense of morality also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He can see enemies even when they're invisible, and can sense incoming threats, to the point where he can sense someone approaching even before they've left their own home.
He can also absorb energy his opponents throw at him. Anything from psionic energy to a freaking star. The surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey, Wiz, what do you think the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock 'em dead, right?
What are you talking? Now, it does take a lot to get the surfer to Death's door. He's taken a blast from the Infinity Stones, survived being smashed into pieces, crashed into the Big Bang, and played catch with the star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool. Ha! I hope you like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool.
Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, has said that the surfer is probably the most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow, he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching for beings that need his help, searching for something that could replace the home that he lost all those years ago.
Only to be weighed down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain. Cause it doesn't seem to matter what the surfer does. Zenla is destined for destruction. At this point, his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live. This episode is sponsored by
Okay, we'll be right back. And we are back. So, who do I think is going to win? It's It's so freaking even. I swear to God, I don't think I've ever, and I don't think I've ever watched a death battle that is as even as this one. So, from what I have gathered, Martian Manhunter has stronger feats, like, his speed feats and all those all the things he did with Perpetua. Um, while Silver Surfer, I feel like he has more hacks, and they did say he can control elements, so he can probably use fire, and since he has all these hacks, he can probably figure out that Martian Manhunter is weak to fire. But yeah, I'm still leaning slightly towards Martian Manhunter, and I like him more than Silver Surfer. So, but yeah, this can go either way. If Silver Surfer wins, I won't be surprised at all. I just hope that Martian Manhunter wins. So it's time for a death battle!
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Hell yeah. It's actually been a long time since I watched one.
In all of my journeys, I have never seen anything quite like this.
I assumed your journeys would have made you rather familiar with places like this, Nordenrad. Or should I say, Silver Surfer? Now, tell me why you have summoned me here.
Enough!
Why is it... what? Why is it black and white? Oh, there we go.
What are you hiding?
It's not quite like the voice from, it's not quite like the voice from the Justice League Unlimited,
Tell me your secrets.
But it's still
I
a real
must
cool
end
voice.
this. There's no use in hiding. I can feel your presence.
Wait, I think he transformed a bit too early. When characters transform into something this early, that usually means they're gonna lose. Uh-oh. I swear to God, people have...
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is admirable, but will alone is not enough. Feel the pain.
Oh no. Come on, John.
You and I possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope you can live with the uncertainty.
What?
Victory comes with no certain satisfaction. I may never know why we were made to fight. If violence is ever truly justified, but perhaps there is something worthy in the battle.
Gosh, John.
Myria.
Something beyond my understanding.
Oh, man.
KO!
God damn it. That was such a... Why was that fight so short? Like, I feel like that was the shortest battle I've ever... That was the shortest death battle animation I've ever watched. What was up with that? Did they run out of budget or something?
Yes! What the hell are we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight to the death?
Both the Silver Surfer and the Martian Manhunter were two extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets.
So they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They could both phase through objects, rearrange.
Okay, Martian Manhunter likely comparable in strength and speed. No real way to permanently kill Surfer. Yeah, that was something I was thinking about. That Silver Surfer could like shoot beams and stuff, so which would make it easier for him to destroy every molecule or atom in Martian Manhunter's body. But Martian Manhunter didn't have anything like that. Less versatile, Silver Surfer better regeneration, could likely resist mental manipulation. Power Cosmic offers many advantages. Certain powers like molecular manipulation could be resisted. Yeah, thought as much.
Molecules and regenerate their own bodies.
But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer has had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus. So it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental threat to the Surfer.
But the Surfer has resisted mental attacks many times.
The Surfer is aware of the infinite planes of reality and has also commanded beings who can think seventh dimensionally. Jeez. What? Okay.
When Psycho Man played on the Surfer's guilt and pretended to be his lost love, the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the frickin' Mind Stone.
These two could have gone toe-to-toe around the universe for a long time. But when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good?
They both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if ending Martian Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one, the Surfer has the means to make that happen thanks to the seemingly endless well of energy that is the Power Cosmic.
It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power. And outside of Galactus stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically accomplish anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's obviously no holding back here, and the depth of Silver Surfer's abilities gave him the win.
This Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the Surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious Cowabunga Hang 10 Ninja Turtles!
The winner is the Silver Surfer.
You fought well, John.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new death battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and extra content. Planet level members even see death battles before anyone else, so don't miss out.
But Discord. I don't know who the I mean, I recognize Bill Cipher. I know he's from Gravity Falls, and I think he's a reality warper, but I don't know what Discord is. Anyway, yeah, that was Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer. I'm really sad that my boy John lost. Yeah, he put up a good fight, and honestly, even though the animation was really short, it's like I said, I think it's the shortest death battle I've ever seen in terms of the length of the animation, but it was still amazing. I loved the voice acting was amazing, and the dialogue at the end was just wow. I mean, the animation wasn't, it was the usual death battle animation stuff. It was really good, but didn't really stand out to me like the voice acting did. But yeah, it was a really interesting death battle. So, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. I'm sorry if I said too little or too much. Just let me know in the comments below. I haven't done one of these in a while, so please let me know if I can do something better. But on that note, I'm gonna end this video here. So if you liked it, please leave a like on the video. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to tap the notification bell so you will get notified whenever I upload my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.